everybody. My name is Dan, and he is,
Bogdan.
and this is our new podcast, Backpacking Through Life. Basically, it's just two of the greatest of mates talking about life stuff and putting it out on the internet so that maybe we get some people to talk with us about it, or
Cloud.
maybe we don't. Either
Let's call
way,
it
it's
Cloud.
club. No, in a way, it's fine for us. We would be talking about a lot of stuff anyway, and we thought that we might as well just put it out into the universe. So we made a bunch of topics, but I thought that the best way to start would be to talk about friendship in this first episode of our podcast.
I guess, yeah, it'd be very nice to. Yo, somebody's calling me! Fuck! Yo! Wait a damn second. Oh, that's first fail.
You're too popular, man.
I know. Okay, I'm coming back. First thing I want to say is sorry for my English and maybe not his English but mine. So keep this in mind.
I mean, bear with us. We're gonna get. I mean, I do speak English on a daily basis in university, so
And I
even
don't.
if I do make mistakes, be kind. But yeah, with him, you can cut him a lot of slack because he still lives. We're both from Romania originally. He still is in Romania. I'm no longer in Romania. So he still speaks Romanian on a daily basis. However, his English is getting a lot better, and I think for the podcast, if we keep on doing it, you'll see a lot of improvement anyway.
Maybe we will meet with Joe Rogan. Who knows? One day, you know.
I mean, to be fair, he is my inspiration for the idea of having a podcast.
You see? Maybe.
I
Okay,
mean, it
first
would
thing,
be
I got clothes on my
really.
on this shit, so let me put. I got this businessman, you know, the Wolf on the Wall
Yeah.
Street. Okay, got that. um,
That's the worst business movie you could have referenced there.
okay, so the first topic is gonna be friendship, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I reckon it's the best place to start off, given
I
we're
guess.
literally best mates. My question to you is, what does friendship mean to you?
Okay, that's an interesting question. I mean, for me, friendship, let's call it best friends. It's when you bear with someone, like they understand you. So even if you do make mistakes, like humans, you know, we are humans. We make mistakes. Um, they will understand you. You know, even no, you're stupid. Let's say you're reckless. They're gonna be like, you know, you've been reckless. That was dumb. You know, but I am with you. I'm on your side because I'm your friend. And loving each other, sacrificing, loving, literally, like loving. It's
I mean, I mean, I think you do hit the nail on the head there. It's at the end of the day, if you're really like a good friend to someone, you gotta be there for all the dumb stuff they do.
yeah.
You can't you can't be there when everything's going great, and then when they make a mistake, you're all of a sudden just going behind someone else in the line of friends. You know, it doesn't work that way. I do think though that there are different types of friends, different activities.
What do
That's
you mean by
something that
that?
something that I've only like noticed recently because I usually had a mix of friends from like school activity and outside of school activities, and like everyone would know each other or stuff like that. I do think that there are people that you can go out with, for example, to a party and have a fantastic time. But they're not necessarily the people that you're going to have your deepest conversations with, or they're going to be your best friends. They're still going to be friends, but they're not maybe gonna be your best friends. However, they're the ones you go to ask to go for a party or whatever. Then on the opposite side, they're the people that are gonna motivate you, and if you need a motivation or a kick up the ass to like go to the gym or something, you reach out to them. You get me?
Yeah, I pretty much get it because I'm in this situation. I mean, I got a lot of friends, let's call them, but there's only a few that they are here for me anytime I call them, you know. But the other one are still
Yeah,
my friends somehow, you know. It's very
they're
subjective.
still gonna be there. They're still gonna be there. I feel like.
Yeah, but
'Cause-
not like the other one, like the four of them. Like they are.
Yeah,
That's not
that's
four.
four.
That's not.
That's four.
That's not four. Okay, my mistake. Okay.
Like, yeah, I mean, probably not as good as those four, but you still could reach out to them if you needed to.
Yeah, I guess so.
'Cause, I mean, I think a lot of people have heard the phrase, show me your five best friends and I'll show you who you are. It's
Yeah.
like, it's kind of true. Like, if you have a group of friends that's, you know, in a sense dragging you down, and I don't want to, well, like, our conversations, I won't want to, like, put actual labels on people being like, they're lazy or something, right? But group of people that's dragging you down and that doesn't have as many ambitions as you do, that may actually mean that you're kind of settling for lower than you could achieve.
I've been in this situation. Like, I can know from my experience. Even if you feel like you're the misfit, let's call it, and you're doing the stuff that none of your friends is doing, they still gonna drag you down because you don't have somebody to push you. Because sometimes you need somebody to push you. So if there's nobody and they just drag you, it's gonna be, or even if it's harder, but most likely they're gonna drag you down. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one saying that I truly believe, and I'm probably going to be the old head throughout our conversation, just referencing all sorts of sayings and proverbs. But if there's one that I truly believe is, I quote, if you're the smartest person in the room, and I would change it to even the best person, quote unquote, whatever that would mean in our perception, person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. I mean, there's always something you can learn. It doesn't matter if it's in your preferred field or if it's general knowledge or if it's something in some other field. There's always something that you can learn.
That's my favorite artists say these things, so I'm living based on this. Like, you gotta evolve every day. That's the purpose of life. Evolving every day. That's what you gotta do. Not even only physically, mentally, more like mentally evolving every day.
I mean, nowadays, like the mental health movement, we can probably call it, because compared to earlier years, compared to even when we were really little, there's a lot more like emphasis on mental health and all that. And I reckon friends can help you with that, and toys apparently can help you with that. But friends can definitely give you a boost.
Yep.
If they really are there for you, they can definitely give you a boost, because at the end of the day, like, this applies a little bit more from me because I moved from home already. But the moment you move from home, and especially quite further away from your parents, you're gonna more rely on your interactions that which you can actually have a physical connection, which is gonna be a significant other or a group of friends or mentors and teachers and etc. But you're always gonna try and rely more on that, and it's gonna be more reliable and viable to rely on that, because otherwise you're just gonna be on the phone all day with your parents or whatever,
Yeah,
and then it's just like, that's not really, wouldn't go as far as to say it's not real, but it's not fully real.
it's pretty hard to maintain a friendship or a relationship on long distance, like not being physically there. It's differently because everybody have their aura, the feeling they have, the mood, their facial expression, the way they talk. It's very hard to be and remain with someone. It's hard work from both sides to remain friends or in a relationship with somebody from long distance. I think it's pretty
Yeah,
hard.
I mean, I definitely agree with that. So, uh, it's not the easiest for us to do it at the end of the day. Like, we're still struggling with it, and like schedule, like at the end of the day, scheduling issues and getting the timing right for when you call each other, the most difficult thing, because like, yeah, you can message each other and stuff, but if you're busy and have something to do, you won't be able to reply to the message immediately. So you gotta like give the other person some time to be able to see the message, reply to the message, think what's best for them as well. It's like scheduling conflicts are really difficult when you're far apart as a friend, because like, if you're in the same place, you can kind of hang out with one another for a long part of the day and it's not a problem. But if you're away and you're trying to catch up through the phone, it's a bit more complicated.
Yeah, it's true. We talk about like once a week, like something like that,
Yeah, we
usually.
kind of try to keep it at once a week.
So it's hard. Like it's that once a week. It's pretty nice. Like you talk with your best friend, it's fun. But then
Yeah.
you're adding stuff in the other week, and next time you talk to them, and it's pretty fun because it's more like teasing. You know,
Mhm.
it's not always there. Like I got one of my best friends living like 2 blocks away from me or something. And sometimes it's pretty boring because we know all of the stuff and I know how he thinks, he knows how I think. It's sometimes it's become boring. It's not what I mean. Like I don't want to be an asshole and say like it's boring to have a best friend that live close to you. Not- you know?
I actually get what you're saying, because that's a point I wanted to raise as well. It's like, you can see now that our minds are legit connected, because this is what I was about to say anyway. I was about to say that I feel like anywhere from like 3 to 7 days, it's like a very good period of time to give each other between calls, because in the meantime you can actually have stuff happening, because otherwise, like, sometimes, I mean, don't get me wrong, you can call each other each day and make it work. 'Cause we're just thinking about the way our calls work, which are pretty long in general and just catching up with life. But you can have shorter calls with your best friend, and you can update them on like small stuff. But if you want to have like a catch up call, like a proper catch up call, I feel like anywhere from 3 to 7 days is a good period of time, because I mean that's 72 hours plus. So that's quite a lot of time if you think about it like that.
Yeah, I guess that's it. That's right, the right timing. But even if you're best friends like us, let's say it, and we don't talk like for a month or two, when we come back we'll be the same. It won't be very differently. Like we got new stuff, but we're gonna be the same. Like we're still gonna be best friends. But no, it's not for anybody. This shit. Like you gotta find somebody that understand you, and they don't forget about you. Like in every day, you got a new person, a new friend, and this type of people.
Yeah, I get you, because like, we had a period when we didn't speak for like 2 weeks, and it was all the same afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess it's just about how much you trust the person.
Yeah, it's like in a
So
relationship, actually.
yeah,
No homo. Okay, but it's like in a relationship. You gotta trust the other one and give them the time they need. Like You know, exactly like in a relationship, but no fucking.
You can like, you know, overcrowd, even though you're one person, but like overcrowd and overwhelm a friend at the end of the day. You know, you're always reaching out, always asking for stuff or asking for attention. Like, you know, people, it's okay to ask for attention, and sometimes people do it subliminally, for example, through like Instagram posts or whatever. But if you keep repeating that cycle of asking for attention, that's where it can become overwhelming, and that can happen in a friendship.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to have a real relationship like friends or girl and boy or boy girl girl. You know, it's pretty tough to have something genuine these days.
You forgot about the non-binary people, man.
Oh, my mistake. Fuck it.
You're gonna get canceled now. It's only our
No.
first. It's
Yo,
only our first episode, and you're gonna get canceled.
I'm gonna say something. Yo, listen to me. There's only two genders, and uh, how it was like something with helicopter gender or something, helicopter attack helicopter or something. Only two
Drunk,
gender and this one, okay? No more than this. Hate me, cancel me, but there's no more than this. You may be a dog,
honest.
but you're not a human then.
Look. Biologically speaking, you are not incorrect. Okay.
He's
And
the
there
smart
are,
guy.
there,
He's the smart guy, and
there,
I'm the
there
dumb
are
one.
still some there are still some complications, even biologically speaking, but technically, black and white, yes, there are only two biological sexes.
Okay. I made my point. Let,
Good rant that you on Never Again podcast because we're getting cancelled. But
first and the last one. Oh, we are like Lil Pump career, one and never, long period of.
one and never.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, overwhelming people is not a good way to be in any sort of relationship with them. But also, you have to like put in the effort to check in on them every now and then. Even like it can be real simple stuff. It doesn't have to be a message on like, "Hey, how you doing?" That's that's like the obvious conversation starter, but it can be just sending a meme.
yeah,
Like even
like
making
us.
because yeah, we send memes more than sending how you doing usually, which I don't know if we should be proud of or just showcases that we're still pretty young.
I'm
But
young, you're old. I'm young, you're old, man. You're the old one.
technically, technically we're both from the same generation, okay? I, if you think about it, right? You send a meme. The moment you're best friends, your similarities are quite clear, mindset wise, humor wise. So you know what's gonna make the other person laugh.
Yeah.
It's like you can send a meme and make them laugh, make their day better. But also sometimes there are those days when memes are just not enough, you know.
There's day when you gotta check them. Like, see Dave. Yo, you good? How was your day? How you doing? How's your fam? You know, there's a lot of stuff actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, and I reckon that's where this is gonna be a recurring theme. The most important aspect of life, communication comes in here.
Okay, that's true. That's pretty true. Communication and love are the only two things that can end any bad and cycle we have. The only two things. But
Yeah, I mean, if it like you feel bad as a friend when we're miles apart, kilometers apart, because we're in Europe. Uh, You know, I can't read you through your messages as well as I could read you in real life.
Yep.
There are some things that tick me off that I can know that you're not feeling really good. Like, for example, if you put any punctuation on your text messages, I know something's gone horribly wrong.
I mean, he's right. He's pretty
Like, if you do
right.
that shit, I know something's gone terribly wrong.
If I'm thinking about it, it's so true. Okay.
And then, like, as a friend, you're gonna start asking the question. It can also come from the other side, where the person who is having the bad day will try to tell them that, hey, I'm not feeling in the best of mood. Can we talk?
It's hard because, we are afraid. As humans, usually we are afraid of what other will think about us. Like, even if you're your best friend, your mom, your dad, you're afraid. Because maybe they will gonna judge you.
Yeah. And now we're gonna go into some like shaky.
I just broke something, sorry. Sorry, I just broke something with them. Okay.
We're gonna go into like some shaky territory with this one, but I think that for our friendship and potentially for like male friendships, it's even more accentuated, because especially when you're in a group, if you're just two, like the two of us, it's much easier to like show our feelings and talk about them and see whether we're okay or not and all of that stuff. When you're in a group, you don't want to be the like bitch of the group,
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. Like we're supposed to be tough, like yeah, like this
Yeah.
stuff. And sometimes you just can't show your feelings, and sometimes that's right, but not always. No, it's not good for your mental health.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. There are certain situations in which it's better to not show your feelings, because especially especially if you're a person that the group relies on. I've actually had this happen before. So quick life story check. I moved from Romania to a country called Vanuatu, which is an archipelago off the coast of Australia. And there I finished my last 2 years of high school. And when I arrived there, I got really welcomed by a group of awesome people, and they'll always like live in my memory and be with me wherever I go. And indeed, we haven't been like catching up all that much lately, but we're all doing our own stuff, and sometimes we see what we post on social media and we comment a little bit. But there in that group, I felt like the people around me were so stressed at some points during the school year that I couldn't let it show how stressed I was. Because I don't think they know this. I don't think many people, apart from my parents, know this. But I had at some point like a major breakdown after I arrived there because of the school work. Because
I don't know
not that
this one.
yeah, not that it overwhelmed me. I was just really thrown off by the difference in system, starting with the grades, which weren't anymore from 1 to 10. They were from E to A, and to the way the teachers interacted with you. And I just basically got in over my head, and I ended up being in my own head about the fact that I wasn't gonna be able to pass my classes, which thankfully turned out to be a wrong assumption that I made. And I'm here now at university doing great. But at that point, I didn't want to let the rest of the people in the group know that I had this breakdown because they were a lot more stressed than me. So I kind of took over as the role of the chill, kind of clownish person in the group. Just for basically, I was playing the movie character that's the comedic relief, you know? And it was actually it brought benefits to me because I knew how closely knit the group was, and seeing them get, though it was maybe just small amounts better, seeing them get less stressed about it because of what I was doing was fulfilling me in that sense.
I didn't know this. We weren't friends then, back then. I know, and isn't it?
And we were, but we weren't as good friends as we
Yeah,
were.
I mean, yeah. It'd be something the same on my side. Like, when I started high school, I was in a different school, and everybody was so more like depressed, bad mood. They were like, "Oh damn, fuck high school, it's bad. Look at these huge bags, they're gonna bully us, things like this." And there was me. I don't wake up very good. When I wake up, I'm like, "Ugh," or something. I think you can imagine how I am when I wake up.
I mean, you ain't a morning person.
I'm not, and I'm looking in the mirror and be like, okay, I'm gonna make them feel good. I'm going to school. I'm the class clown, let's call it. I'm hype everyone up. I'm like super energy. Like I take a lot of speed, cocaine, something like this. And everybody's like,
Don't do
look at,
drugs, kids. Don't do
don't do
drugs.
drugs. But I'm so hyped up. I hype them up. They feel good. They are like, look at this boy. He's so hype. Even they seem like they don't like it because you're too hype. They're gonna get that hype and they will feel better. And when I left that school, everybody told me from that class, because we miss that. We are all like, damn, we miss that boy. Like it was a very cool thing, and sometimes you gotta
I
take
know.
this. Like as
Yeah,
we,
sometimes, yeah. But in a sense, it had like for me, it had a two-way effect when I did it because I actually did become less stressed because of doing it. It was kind of like the thing of lying to yourself until it's true.
yeah,
I mean, I also got more comfortable with everything that was happening at school, but also that playing that role kind of helped me overcome some of my stress as well because at the end of the day when you're playing a role, like obviously I'm not an actor and I couldn't play in a movie, I couldn't, it's not something that is on the horizon for me, of course, but you're kind of getting ingrained into that more and more. And not that I was necessarily lying to myself from the start, but I wasn't presenting my true feelings. However, as time passed, the role that I was playing became my actual self and what I was thinking anyway.
that's how I solve a lot of things. It's not good. I'm not telling you run from your feelings and from your problems, but sometimes you just can't face them. So I'm pretending like with love problem. Okay, that's the most basic thing I can say in my case. The love problem. I'm just pretending I'm not in love or something like it. I don't have this feeling till I don't have this feeling because you're lying to yourself. It was saying back then. I don't remember who say, but when you're sad, you walk like this. And you're like crouched or something,
Yeah.
and and then just get you with your chest in front and stay like it, and your brain is gonna think you're too dumb, and the sadness is gonna leave you or something like it. It was something interesting, and it's pretty true.
So he mentioned the love problems. Make sure you catch the love episode because there's a lot of wild stuff in there.
Oh,
A lot of wild stuff.
okay. When the love episode is gonna came up, it's gonna be the best one. I will shut the fuck up. You're gonna be like, shut the fuck up, dude. And I won't.
He's gonna be talking. He could be talking about it the whole day. But yeah. So at the end of the day, sometimes wouldn't call it running away from your feelings. In a sense, it's more like sweeping them under the rug until they go away, kind of deal. Or you technically sweep them under the rug and then you throw the rug out with the dirt. It's kind of like that,
Yeah.
but sometimes it does work. I mean, fake it till you make it has become a like saying that is known all around the world. You know what I think. Cliches are become cliches because they can be used.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
So yeah.
A lot of things that are cliche, let's call them. They are cliches because we think they are dumb because the people that are using them, you know? They are not
Mhm.
that dumb. The idea is not dumb, but the people that use that idea are dumb. So it would make you think like the idea is must be dumb too. So okay, fuck it, you know. But it's not always like that.
Yeah, and I mean with cliches they get overused so much that you kind of like get bored of them. That's a thing about humans. When we get bored of something, we really try our best to like get it out of there.
Yeah.
Talking about cliches, this is going to be kind of a cliche question.
Okay.
How do you how do you think, or how would you go about choosing the right friends for you?
Like what? What? Wait, what?
Yeah, the friends that are like work for you. You know, the friends that are gonna be there for you. Basically, how do you not choose fake friends?
How do you not use fake friends?
Do you not choose fake friends?
Choose fake friends. Like it's
Or
hard. It's
how do you get rid of fake friends? If you have?
okay. I can speak from my experience again, but I want to say in a way that nobody is gonna cancel me. Um, hmm, interesting. I love it. I love it. Fuck. Um, okay. There's a lot of stuff. You see them using you. You gotta be open-minded and see the full picture. So you see they are trying to use to or make you do stuff for them. And there's two type of people in this case. Like there's the fake one, and there's some people that have God issues or God complex issues,
Mm.
and they are not really fake friends, but they are fake friends that do this. So it's different. But you don't want to get in none of them. Um, and maybe I guess getting rid of them. It's like talk with them, like be like, bro, I know you're fake with me, you're doing this stuff, I don't fuck with it. Or either you're a nice person and speak with them, either you're like just go fuck away. I'm not talking to you, I'm not going out with you. Fuck you. That's how I make it to myself. Like,
Yeah, I mean, with a lot of this type of like friends that try to use you and stuff, you also sometimes just grow apart from them because well, at least in my experience, the most of the time where I've encountered people that kind of got close to me just because they wanted my help in something or something like that. They came in like school situations and because they couldn't be bothered to do some stuff that they needed to do, you know? And at some point you're gonna grow out of it, but that's also like the urgency with which you need to get out of that friendship also depends on how much it affects you.
yeah,
Because for me it didn't affect me that much when people were trying to like be nice to me because they wanted something and stuff like that. Because one, I knew that they weren't ever gonna be there for me if I needed to, and frankly, I didn't really feel like being there for them either. And true, it was like always in the back of my head, I was like, I do have my friends that I know I can hang out with. It's like making a small 5 to 10 minute sacrifice, out of your own time, just be the bigger person in a situation and be nice to other people, because then you can get on with your life. And no matter how long that situation is gonna last, at some point you're not gonna stay in that situation forever.
Yeah, time will solve anything. One thing I want to add on this topic with fake friends, it's something I'm gonna talk more on a topic maybe related with how to be yourself or something on how to evolve. It's knowing yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, if you don't know who you really are, you won't know if they are fake or not. I've been in this situation. It's weird to think about it, but if you don't know yourself, you will don't know nobody around you. They will seem like you, or would be like you see like a world full of people that are hating on you, they are fake with you, or a world where all of them loves you and they are your best friends, all of them. Either way, if you don't know yourself, you can't really define who's fake or not.
Yeah, I reckon so too. Like knowing yourself is probably like the toughest thing to actually get to do in life. So I mean, hey, I'm never gonna be able to give birth. Apparently, that's really painful. So maybe it's a bit more difficult than knowing oneself. But no, um, but at the end of the day, knowing yourself is the quintessential thing in life, because you can live your whole life lying to yourself, but is that even living at that point?
Knowing yourself and accepting yourself, though. Not even like you can lie to yourself and accept yourself, your true self, but you can lie to yourself and don't like you can be true with you, but don't accept your true self. You know, like you gotta accept you while you are true with yourself.
Yeah, I mean, the moment you accept yourself, you can make changes to become whatever you will become, that you see as being the better version of yourself. Because if you don't accept who you are right now, and you view yourself much better than you are or much lower than you are, which usually happens with us humans viewing ourselves much lower than we are, is like in that moment the changes that you may want to make won't even apply, because if you see yourself as being way too low, the changes that you're going to make are going to increase you to whatever you actually are right now, but you're not improving your actual self. You're only improving your vision of who you are. And then if you see yourself too high, you're going to automatically aim even higher, which may be too high of a stretch straight away.
Yeah,
Is I feel like the moment you know yourself, you can make better decisions about the people that are around you, about the
the way you see
lifestyle
life.
that you're living. Yeah,
There, I think
but
most of the problems start with not knowing yourself. Most of them, like not accepting
I mean,
yourself.
probably everything that you have in your own control starts with. I
What are?
mean, and
Oh, sorry.
oh, you can go, you can go.
Yeah, say it, say it. I'm gonna say it for later.
I was just gonna say that at the end of the day, there are some problems that are gonna arise which are out of your control, and you know you're gonna know yourself and you can deal with the problem at hand, but won't erase the problem from the start.
Yeah, but at least you know you can control what's around you. Like depends on you.
Yeah,
The,
you can control what's around you. You can control your thoughts and everything.
I wanted to say like the best thing to start to know yourself and change yourself is keeping a journal. It sounds so cliche, I know, but it works. Like, um, the example I have again from my favorite artist, you can do the create and evolve thing, but on my case, I use something differently. Let's call it. I've been like writing what I like. Maybe I get too angry sometimes, or I'm too lazy. I'm writing this, and then I'm writing what I want to become. Like I want to become a person that's more like I'm starting like going crazy on shit, not being lazy. I want to work on my mind. Um, you know, your goals. You write your goals and how you want to change things, and you're writing the bad things so you know what are the bad things. But you gotta stay with your thoughts alone and see why you're doing this. Am I doing this, or I'm just imagining I'm doing this? But this is a topic for another video, isn't it?
Or we could continue on it because I mean, yeah, I haven't kept a journal in a long time. Mainly because I got really embarrassed last time when I read my whole journal. But I always kind of keep like a mind map of what's going on in my life. Like, I'm not the type of person to like forget what has happened for a good period of time in the past, you know?
Hmm, that's good.
And and I don't always need to keep track of stuff. I usually just do it in my head. However, a journal can be a really useful way to do it. And shout out to my girlfriend. She actually bought a manifestation journal.
Oh damn, she's believing in the law of the universe, isn't she?
Does, yeah, she does.
I want to talk with her too. I'm into this shit. You know that. I study all
Yeah,
of them.
I mean, we can invite her to a podcast at some point.
Maybe I'll wait. We can invite some people. Like write us down in the comments who we want
Yeah,
to invite.
we can definitely invite people. If you want to join us on the podcast, feel free. Like, just hit us up on any type of social media, and we can make it work at some point.
So you can check my my YouTube channel in Romania. You know the link is down
Hey
below,
yo, the cheeky plugs, the plugs.
and maybe his Instagram too, and mine. You know his Instagram and mine, my
Uh,
YouTube. You know a lot of stuff you can see. What I wanted to say, sorry, is like I don't have a good memory. Like I forget a lot of things I want to do because I'm an overthinker. So I'm lost in my own thoughts. Like I'm working on it, but I'm still losing track of shit. So that's why I'm writing. Even in my notes or a notebook, I'm writing stuff so I won't forget about them. It's easily to remember them.
but actually, now that you're talking about journals, and given that we kind of strayed away from our initial topic, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a structured podcast, does it? Uh, However, you can kind of link the two together because if you do keep a journal, it will be easier to notice patterns in the way that your friends are acting towards you.
Yeah.
You can go like 5 days writing down, and then when you read them back on your sixth day, you're like, oh, I don't know, give me a random name, please, so that I don't
Uh,
offend.
Mike, let's call Mike.
Okay, and Mike has been real nice or a real asshole to you. You can kind of see the pattern in whatever you're writing down.
There's a lot of stuff. If you don't keep them tracked in your mind, you can write them and see them, and will help you even with friendship, like long distance friendship, like when we talked last time maybe, or what we talked about important stuff. If you can keep them in your mind, like there's stuff like you can't really forget, let's call it, but some people maybe want to forget about them, like I forget about,
And
I don't know, working out maybe.
and especially like when you have long stories to tell each other when you're all the time over the phone. You have long stories, it's good to actually keep that in mind because otherwise you may forget the exact point that you stopped your story at. And I mean, to be fair, the other person's forgetting as well, so it's not that big of a deal. But if the other person starts saying it again, you kind of realize that that's being said again. And I don't know about you, but that can get annoying to me if it's a long side of the story, because I don't want to be the guy to interrupt and be like, "Hey, we've already talked about this." You know? And if I remember the fact that we talked about this, and I know there's like 5 minutes of stories still to go until we stopped last time, I'm kind of gonna be like, "Oh shit, we've already talked about this."
Oh no, he's like J. Cole's son. I fucking swear to God, he's like J. Cole's son. You're gonna see him. He's exactly J. Cole's son. White
Oh, the
chocolate,
reason
but
you're
J. Cole's son.
hey, the reason you're calling me J. Cole's son is because I can also kind of put some rhymes together.
He's good
But
at rhymes, and he's directly like he's not like I will hide this thought because I'm afraid or don't want to make somebody feel bad. He's like directly saying you're dumb, bro. Shut the fuck up. No, not really like this because he's the nice guy, but
yeah, well, I try to like still say it in a nice way, but I do try to get my point across all of the time because like I'm not gonna be like if I want to do something and say it most of the time I will say it and do it, and sometimes that can get you in trouble, but usually it works out because some point conflict is gonna arise from problems that keep bugging you in a friendship. Because even if you start pushing them down, if you have like a pet peeve, something that you really don't like the other person doing, and they keep doing it, and you just keep pushing it down, being like, okay, I'm not gonna get bothered by it, whatever, whatever. At some point, that's gonna blow over just because you might be in a bad mood one day, and that pet peeve is really gonna set you off. But if you say it straight away, it's like, okay, that's problem solved.
it's like you said, communication is the key.
Yeah. I mean, people may have a different opinion, and I'm gonna be happy to take on any sort of advice or opinions or ideas that anyone would ever tell us. But that is the way I see it, Because if you don't communicate in a friendship, it's not no longer a friendship. You're just strangers that talk to each other sometimes.
Correctly.
That's gonna get quoted and posted all over social media when we become
Yeah, you're
famous.
gonna see people like.
That's it. 2043. That's gonna be a quote on a girl's Insta post.
Oh, if your girl is posting this, leave her. He's no more your girlfriend, he's his girlfriend.
That's it. Those are just jokes, but yeah. At the end of the day, yeah. Or it could be a really fire song title.
Okay. J. Cole, you see? It was something J. Cole would put in a song, I swear to fucking God.
I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but J. Cole would write a song that's called Strangers Talking.
I want to have J. Cole on this podcast. That's my goal, okay? That
Yeah, that would be so sick. That would be so sick.
my goal is this, okay?
Do you have anything to add on friendships?
Um, I guess we talked about a lot of stuff. I don't think I have something to say no more. Yes.
Love the people around you and make sure you do show them the attention because you never know where something is gonna.
Be a good person.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. We forget how unlikely and precious life actually is. Because I mean, we're both into the universe, and we're probably gonna have a universe talk at some point. But the likelihood of humans appearing on this planet at this certain time is very, very low if you look at the whole picture of the universe. So always good to show appreciation. If you have a friend that you feel like you haven't reached out to in a long time, you can just leave them a small message. If family member hasn't been doing that great, always reach out to them. Or if you feel like you haven't been the best in any of your relationships throughout life, they consider this your moment to take some time out of your day and just, make sure you reach out and keep the people that are close to you still close.
So that was it, isn't it?
I reckon we can end on that.
So see you guys next week, maybe.
I
Next week.
will say, I mean, don't have a clear schedule of recording, but hopefully,
Hope so.
we,
Won't be so late, but I guess so.
yeah.
And yeah, check the links below. Let us a comment and see you next time.
Bye bye.